Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Egypt is trying to persuade the Islamist Hamas to accept Israel's proposal for a hostage release deal as the IDF awaits Jerusalem's directives vis-a-vis Rafah. The Assad regime blames Israel for a strike on the Syrian military's general intelligence installation southwest of Damascus. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin cautions Iran over its inflated self-confidence, citing its evident failure to strike Israel. Jerusalem is waiting for a reply from the Islamist Hamas regarding a proposed deal in which a limited number of hostages who've endured 210 days in brutal captivity would be freed in exchange for the release of thousands of convicted terrorists, a partial disengagement from the Gaza Strip for approximately 40 days of a temporary ceasefire, among other Israeli concessions. It is important to know that while Hamas initially rejected the proposed deal on Wednesday, Jerusalem acquiesced to Egypt's request under heavy American pressure to extend the talks as part of predominantly Egyptian efforts to persuade Hamas to accept an Israeli deal. The main point of contention remains vis-a-vis Hamas's concern over Israel's declared intentions to launch a ground maneuver into the Gazan border town of Rafah, despite the U.S., alongside its European allies, recurrently voicing its unyielding objection to an Israeli ground offensive into Rafah. Hamas demands a written commitment by Israel to guarantee an end to the war in the event that it accepts Israel's latest proposed deal. However, Israel vehemently objects to end the war at this stage, reiterating time and again that the IDF will achieve its objectives irrespective of any deal. These sentiments were explicitly expressed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who relayed to the international community at large and the Biden administration in particular that when it comes to Israel's national security concerns, Jerusalem will determine its own policies.
יש לנו הכרת תודה לידידינו בעולם, אבל גם לידידינו הטובים, אני אומר, ההחלטות בנושאים שנוגעים לקיומנו, אנו מקבלים בעצמנו, מתוך אחריות וגם מתוך שיקול דעת. נעשה הכל להמשיך להגן על המדינה שלנו.
It is important to highlight that while Israel's political leadership repeatedly stressed that it would not end the war until all of Jerusalem's war objectives are achieved, well-informed officials revealed that Egypt is trying to persuade Hamas that irrespective of Israel's public position, the war would end after the hostage release deal is implemented. Meanwhile, in front of Prime Minister Netanyahu's residence in Jerusalem, dozens of relatives of hostages in Hamas captivity are urging the Israeli government and foreign stakeholders to do more.
And we are here to shout it again to our government, to all over the world, to shout that even now Hamas don't agree to this deal. We want everyone that hear us, that will pressure how much they can to make it happen, to bring our people home. And it's not over. My aunt is still in Gaza. 133 people is still in Gaza. We want this to be over, and we'll keep fight and scream and shout everywhere we can.
We need a deal. We're not Rafah. If the army will go inside Haifa, we're probably going to lose most of the hostages over there, and we must a deal before Rafah. Rafah need to be after a deal.
It is important to highlight that while the elimination of Hamas's 4 remaining battalions in Rafah would undoubtedly degrade the Islamist group's capacity to re-emerge as a significant actor in the Gaza Strip, it will not constitute a decisive blow. Rather, it will forge a scenario that is similar to the manner in which the US-led coalition, namely Operation Inherent Resolve, successfully deprived the Islamic State, or Daesh, from controlling any territory in either Iraq or Syria. Similarly to the US-led task of ensuring that the Islamic State does not manage to regain control over any territory, the IDF would obtain the open-ended role of suppressing Hamas to ensure that it would never regain the capacity to carry out an attack similar to the one it carried out on October 7th. Meanwhile, to realize such a reality, which inevitably comes at a heavy cost of human sacrifice, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed earlier this week that Jerusalem would not waver.
הלחימה ברצועת עזה נמשכת. אני מבקש לשלוח תנחומים למשפחות של עידו אביב וקלקידן מהרי, השם ייקום דמם. אנחנו משלמים מחיר יקר במלחמה שלנו נגד מפלצות הטרור. נפגשתי היום עם נציגים של משפחות נופלים ומשפחות חטופים. אמרתי להם, אנחנו נשלים את יעדי המלחמה. אנחנו נפנה את האוכלוסייה האזרחית כדי שנוכל להתמקד במחבלים כפי שעשינו עד עכשיו. אנחנו ניכנס לרפיח כי אין לנו ברירה אחרת. אנחנו נשמיד את גדודי החמאס שם, אנחנו נשלים את כל יעדי המלחמה, כולל השבת כל חטופינו.
Meanwhile, on Israel's northern front, the Iranian proxy Hezbollah launched an unmanned aerial vehicle into Israeli airspace this morning, triggering a successful interception by the Iron Dome aerial defense array. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. However, minor damage was recorded in the Druze village of Julis by the interceptor's debris. Subsequently, Hezbollah also launched dozens of projectiles toward the northern Galilee region, all of which landed in unpopulated areas, with no injuries or damage reported. In response, Israel Air Force fighter jets struck multiple targets in southern Lebanon, including weapons caches and military infrastructure belonging to Hezbollah. Separately overnight, Damascus pointed a blaming finger at Israel after 8 Syrian troops sustained injuries and significant material damage was caused to an installation in the southwestern vicinity of Damascus, belonging to Syria's General Intelligence Agency, which has been utilized by Hezbollah and other Iranian proxies since 2014. And while Syria blamed Israel for the strike, the IDF spokesperson's unit did not confirm or deny its alleged responsibility in response to TV7's request for comment. It is worth highlighting that earlier this week, the Iraqi Chargé d'Affaires in Damascus voiced Baghdad's concerns over Iran's sinister use of Iraq, Syria, and elsewhere for its war against Israel in particular and the West at large.
تصعيد الصراع الإيراني الإسرائيلي على الأرض السورية أو الأرض العراقية هو أمر غير مرغوب فيه وغير مقبول أن تكون ساحة بلدين هو ساحة لصراع دول أخرى، وكذلك الدستور العراقي يرفض أن تكون ساحة العراق ساحة لشن هجمات على الدول المجاورة أو الدول الإقليمية وعدم التدخل بسيادة الدول.
While Iran's malign activities in countries where its influence has grown via proxies in recent years is seemingly taking a toll, Tehran persistently claims that its aggressive activities serve as a force for stability in the region, signaling its neighbors to take heed, including in the Persian-Arabian Gulf.
ببینید ما داریم در آرامش و امنیت کامل در پهنه خلیج فارس در سایه نیروگاه هسته‌ای بوشهر که میتونید رو با یه زاویه حداقل نسبت به دوربینتون در سمت چپ بنده این نیروگاه رو ببینید و در پهنه خلیج فارس حضور انواع شناورهای رزمی و پشتیبانی رزمی نظام مقدس جمهوری اسلامی ایران را سپاه پاسداران انقلاب اسلامی رو ببینید. وقتی که این اقتدار برقرار است پیام این اقتدار امنیت است، هم برای ملت شریف ایران هم برای همسایه‌های خلیج تا ابد فارس.
While the Ayatollah regime in Tehran boastfully sought to portray its major attack on Israel on April 14th as a sign of its rising power and capacity to confront the West at large and Israel in particular, factually speaking, the 170 UAVs and 30 cruise missiles launched at Israel from Iranian territory were relatively easily intercepted, while its roughly 120 ballistic missiles launched were either predominantly intercepted by the Arrow 2 or Arrow 3 systems, or according to confirmed reports, sustained critical failures mid-air. Consequently, during a press briefing last week, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin essentially cautioned the Iranians to realize that their inflated confidence is seemingly misplaced.
Now, what the Iranians learn, I'm not really sure, but what they should learn is that, first of all, their systems don't work as advertised. That they employed a lot of munitions with the intent on creating significant damage in Israel, and none of that worked. So that should give them pause, and they should be questioning the effectiveness of their weapon systems and their planning, and I'm sure that some of that's probably going on right now. If not, it should be. So hopefully they don't walk away from this overconfident that they can do this at will, because I think Israel has demonstrated that it has a significant ability to defend itself.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I would like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Moreover, if you're blessed by our productions, which are exclusively donation-based and as such broadcast free of charge, please consider making a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Hessen, wishing you a Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach, and God willing, we will see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.